I was seeing you play out some sort of conversation within your head. There's something that feels like it was left unsaid, and I feel like you don't think you have a choice to say whatever it is you think you need to say. So the energy has become blocked. You feel like you can't communicate your truth, your authentic expression to this person for whatever reason. And I'm just seeing you like cleaning the house and doing things like that, and you're replaying over and over what was said and what you wish you could have said. So there is some huge throat chakra block here. The color blue might be significant. We see the beautiful blue sky behind me but there are clouds, right? So there's something blocking this communication. And sometimes our communication goes blocked for a reason. There's sometimes when we get choked up or we trip over our words, sometimes that is divine spiritual protection. I was actually hearing you say, I wish I could just have the opportunity to show you how good I can be or how good I can get. So there's someone here who doesn't approve of what you're doing. They don't see the vision, and they've verbalized this to you, right? They've made it known how they feel about you and what it is that you're doing, and they do not understand. And you want to be able to explain yourself. And I'm hearing you say, I just need an opportunity to show you. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, let's see what this situation is about. This person, and for whatever reason, this person's approval does matter. So maybe they have some sort of say over your life. Maybe you're younger and have parents, or maybe it's a partner that you really do care about their opinion. I'm not getting the feeling that this is someone you should just write off. It is someone important to you, someone you respect, someone who what they say matters. So not getting their approval. I'm also just getting the idea of getting someone's blessing for something. Like before you ask for someone's hand in marriage, you go to the parental figure and ask for their blessing. And I see that there's some sort of endeavor that you want to set out on, and you're asking this person for their blessing, and they haven't given it for some sort of reason. So let's see if we can get some more information or details. If this feels like it resonates so far, okay, school bus, maybe that's confirmation for you. I'm happy that you're here. The algorithm has brought you to me for a purpose, for a reason, and there is some sort of message here for you. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into it. We do have an initial card here. Six of Pentacles. This person contributes to your livelihood in some sort of way. So maybe it is a partner, maybe a partner who pays a majority of the bills. Okay, that scenario seems like it fits. It's almost like they've been the breadwinner and you have this creative idea, some sort of download the universe has given you, and you believe that it could be financially rewarding, but your partner or this person who's paying the bulk share of the bills isn't so sure. And I'm seeing that their disbelief in you, it doesn't come from a space of not believing in you. It's coming more from a place of they love you and they want to make sure you're okay. And maybe whatever it is that you're wanting to do requires some risk. And there's not a clear answer of if it will work out or not, even though you are feeling on a deep soul level called to do this thing. They just want to make sure that you're safe and protected. Especially, this feels like someone who's nurturing, someone who really takes care of you. And so they just want to make sure that you're in a good headspace, that you're grounded going into this. Let's see if we can get any more information about this. This person does feel maybe a little bit more logical. Like I see you being... I'm hearing that TikTok sound that's like, do you ever think the wind's trying to tell us something? And the other person says, I just wish you would stop saying odd. That's whoever this person is. They kind of are like, okay, could you just stop coming up with crazy schemes? We need something practical. And that's, I think this replaying within your head of the scenario is coming from, you want people and you want this specific person to understand you and your thought process and to not think you're crazy. And it hurts a lot. I want to validate that. It hurts a lot that this person doesn't seem to understand, or yeah, I'm getting that big, like, if they don't believe in me, nobody will believe in me or my ideas. And maybe whatever this is, you're going to have to get investors or some sort of support. And you feel like if you can't even prove it to this one person who means so much to you, if you can't get them to believe in you and your vision, then how are you going to get other people to back this idea? So in a way, even I am getting you like a little bit of a challenge. So this person does challenge you. And we just want to make sure that they're challenging you in a way that is healthy and productive and contributing to you in a way that like benefits you and builds you up rather than tearing you down or keeping you from doing the thing that your soul is calling you to do. And sometimes, we love someone, but at the end of the day, what they say does not matter because we're the ones living our life. And yes, I do see that this person has been taking care of you or providing for you in some sort of a way. But at the end of the day, it's your life that you have to live, and their support does matter. But don't take what they say with a grain of salt. You can hear the advice and you can compromise. There is some sort of compromise here for the both of you where you can still do this and do it in a way that makes this other person who matters to you feel safe and secure. So you do have to get creative. And I see you don't shy away from a challenge. And maybe this is a new business you're starting. Maybe this is some sort of calling and this is one of your first challenges. And it's kind of, are you going to rise to the challenge, or are you going to balk and give up at the first sign of resistance? So yeah, you're being called to be creative in figuring out what would make this person feel safe to support you at this time. It's not a thing of like, oh, they don't believe in me, so I think you playing this conversation over and over in your head, you're saying, well, I can't say that. I can't say this to them. I can't say this. Why not? Why can't you say those things? Because I do see that confirmation from nature. Ooh. And I do see, oh my goodness. You stir the pot a little bit. You shake things up. And, this is a good thing. If this person, and I am getting kind of relationship energy here, this person helps you stay grounded and safe, but you're helping this person in a way too. You both give something to the other and you balance each other out. And I'm seeing that you challenge this person to get out of their comfort zone and to try new things and to be big and brave in a way that if they didn't have you, they wouldn't be able to do. So know that, yes, they're keeping you on the ground. They're keeping you from flying away. They're your anchor, but you also do things for them. You inspire them. You call them to be their fullest, most authentic self as well, just through your authentic expression. Yeah, okay. We have Two of Pentacles, and I did see this one come consistently as I was shuffling for this collective. So yeah, there's a balance here. You two have to find a common ground, and you have to honor their need for safety. You can take a risk and still have it be an educated, grounded, calculated risk. Make sure that whatever it is that you're trying to do is not coming from a place of ego, but is truly coming from divine inspiration and from higher love, a higher frequency. And just know that your spirit team, if they're calling you to do something, they would never call you to do something that will put you in harm's way. And this person just needs to see that you're not going out of your way to cause harm to yourself in any sort of a way. So let's see if there's anything else here. This person cares about you so much. You are very different, and I see there's like a polarity here for sure. I'm getting yin and yang, and it can be hard for you to see from the other person's point of view or perspective, but I see you're like kind of air and they're earth, and your air element embodiment this is almost, there's a wake-up call for you here too. And you're super creative. You can find a way to help this person understand you, especially because I get that this person does want to understand. They want to support you. They've always supported you. It's just there's something about this idea that you have that's a little it's a little bit past the point that they feel like they could withstand when it comes to their comfort zone. And that's, you need to find a way to do it where it's still outside of their comfort zone, still something that will force them to grow or expand or evolve, but not so much that they're going to have their nervous system go out of whack. And know that you guys are regulating each other. With this Two of Pentacles, you guys are regulating each other's nervous systems. And yeah, if you love this person, you want to challenge them, but not so much to where now they're in fight or flight mode. And I do see maybe that's where some of the miscommunication is coming from, is this person is in fight or flight mode, and right now I think it's flight, because it seems like they want to avoid you in this situation. Like, you've brought it up to them a couple of times, you've shared this idea, and it's been met with resistance and also deflection. Like, they've deflected your ideas, and as a creative person myself, I can feel how much this hurts for you, being misunderstood by this person you care about so much. But you do have to remember to meet people where they're at. And not that you have to spoon feed anyone your ideas, but if you're as big of a visionary as I'm picking up on for you, you don't have to tell someone the full master plan. You can tell people the parts that will make sense for them and feel comfortable and safe for them. So, figure out what part of the big vision will resonate with them and that they can get behind, and you can start slow. You don't have to. And also, this is good for you as well, because we can overwhelm ourselves with all these different tasks and these different points and places that we need to fulfill to get to our end goal, our vision. And so doing this and kind of spoon feeding the vision to yourself is helpful as well, because it's like, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So this person is helping you remember to take things one step at a time, to do things in a way that is still healthy. You're a human and you can't do all the things all at once. And especially if, there is a financial tension here between you two. And if you don't have a lot of resources, you won't be able to dive in as deep as you would like to, especially because it seems like this person, you guys are making joint decisions. So some sort of partnership here. It is important, you're in some sort of commitment with this person that you're going to handle finances and things like that together. So it's not just your safety that you're looking out for. Unfortunately, you don't have the freedom of someone who's individually, or even the freedom of someone who has a lot of their own funds. And I do see that this idea will bring you some of your own, bring some money to your pockets, and maybe money that you can pour into this other person and kind of flip that dynamic a little bit. But right now, you have to be a little bit smart, be a little bit careful, because it's not just yourself that you're putting at risk. And I see that you're not adverse to risk. You don't shy away from a little bit of a challenge or a risk. But this person, is part of your family, and you have to take care of them as well. And if they're not so comfortable with a huge risk, you do have to honor that. Ooh, okay, yes. Four of Swords. Maybe you need to chill out a little bit, okay? This to me is like, take some time, close your eyes, meditate, get calm and clear before you communicate with them. And make sure, especially, I get the feeling that when you talk about this idea, whatever this download is that the universe has given you, this purpose or mission, you get really excited when you start talking about it. And that's that air sign again, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. When you start talking about this, you're so excited. And this person is so grounded that I think they're having a hard time following what you're saying in the first place because of your delivery. And there's nothing wrong with that. And maybe there's people outside of this person who are more that creative, free spirit that you could talk to about this and kind of get excited. But I'm seeing that that style of communication is not working for this person because it makes them shut down. When they feel like they can't fully follow you, and again, if they're not quite as, if they're just, you know, a little bit more simple or practical and not so much of a creative thinker, it might be frustrating, you know, to feel like they can't follow you. And they want to feel, I see that there is some sort of insecurity here of feeling like they feel like you don't think they're smart enough, or they don't think like you're a creative genius, and that creative genius kind of triggers them a little bit because they're simpler. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of beauty, elegance, and grace to simple people, and people who are really complicated, which complicated is not a bad thing. You can be a complex person and still have it be really a special thing. People who are a little bit more complex, we need those simple people. So just make sure that you're reassuring them of the role that they play in your life, and that you do appreciate their calmness, their groundedness, their, you know, they feel like the earth to me. So maybe they're a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Yeah, just take it down a notch when you try to speak with them, so just so that they can follow. And it's not minimizing yourself, it's just being able to meet people where they're at so that they can understand you. And especially if this is something really big where you're going to need a team or investors or people to back your plan, you're going to have to meet all the different people that are going to be on your team wherever they're at. And you're going to have to learn to communicate and be a leader. And that requires, everyone needs something a little bit different. It's not about you dulling yourself or putting on a mask. It's not about that. It's just finding a way so that people can understand you. And I think you've been misunderstood for a very long time. And even, I think you've gotten off on that a little bit. But now you see that this wanting to be misunderstood is a little bit from the ego, and it's blocking you from getting it's blocking you from birthing your visions into reality, because we need other people. Even though, okay, here comes a school bus. It's hopefully not too loud. Yes. Even though we need, even though other people can be frustrating or annoying at times, especially when they're not getting it, we still need other people. We can't build empires just as one person, you know? This isn't a one-woman show. The sun, yes. This, again, oh, didn't mean to reverse it. Let me take a drink of my tea. My throat's getting a little, and I kind of feel like you're exhausted. Both of you are kind of exhausted of talking to each other, so it's okay with that Four of Swords. It's okay to take a little break. Oh, wow. Yeah, I love you, but you are a chatty Cathy. You're like a little bit, yes, you love a juicy little combo. Me too. Anyways, the sun, this just feels like you both have so much love for each other, and the connection is positive. Just because you've kind of came to a bit of a bump in the road and it's frustrating, know that, like, both of you have nothing but love, care, and respect to say about the other. It's okay. Oh, Queen of Wands. This is how they see you, okay? And I think maybe because of them kind of brushing you to the side, or not understanding, or even making you feel like you're a little bit crazy, you've forgotten and lost sight of why. Ooh, my throat is so scratchy. You've lost sight of why this person fell in love with you in the first place. And your big ideas is part of it, you know? The Queen of Wands is an artist and a free spirit, and she comes up with these sparks, these divine sparks of inspiration, and then she follows them. But the thing is the Queen of Wands is a leader, and she has people under her authority who help her build her kingdom. You know, she's not operating by herself. And you see how she's seated very calm and collected here on this throne. That's again what I'm saying with you, is you have to find a way to portray your message in a way that is practical, tangible, digestible for other people. And I think that's one of the big lessons of being the person that you are is just learning how to... I've picked up on some serious frustrations with other people, and maybe a lot of interpersonal conflict, relationship dynamics being just almost riddled with tension. And it's because, you just have a hard time understanding other people and putting yourself in other people's shoes. And I do see, like, maybe you've gotten super obsessed with psychology or just reality TV shows, anything that you can watch or take inside of yourself to try and understand people who are different from you. And that kind of research you've done, or that curiosity you've followed, is something you need to reflect on at this point and use all the things that you've learned to find a way to get through to this person, because they want you to. That's with that sun. The sun begs to be seen. The sun begs to come out. And maybe they're feeling a little bit unseen by you as well with that, thinking maybe you don't think they're intelligent, maybe you don't think, I don't know, maybe you think they're boring, those sorts of things. So oh my goodness, the school bus people are screaming. Oof. There's a fire on the school bus, I think. That's a little bit spooky. Oh my gosh, I think I see smoke coming out. Yeah, conflict for sure. Sorry about that. I got so distracted. I do think you're easily distracted as well, and that's why you need earth people on your team, especially people like Tauruses who are builders and can help build this business or dream. You need Capricorns. And I was picking up on fixed signs, so Leo, Taurus, I believe. Leo, Taurus. Oh, my brain is just scrambled now. And I think the scrambled brain feeling is actually coming from you. And again, you have to find some way to ground before you try to communicate with this person again, because I'm seeing that in your current state, people cannot hear you, and you need to be heard at this time. So there's something about your current state, your energy, that needs to shift. And you can be, the bright, excited being that you are, the sun, while still also being grounded. And maybe that's something that you're learning to master within this life, especially with that Queen of Wands coming out. Make sure, I say this over and over again, make sure you're taking very good care of yourself and your physical body, because if you're not eating good foods, if you're not drinking enough water, if you're not getting proper sleep, it's going to be very difficult to ground, especially if you're more air or fire. With fire, it's Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Maybe you're one of those signs, but yes, taking care of your physical body is one of the easiest ways you can ground. And you can get yourself a tea while you watch this video. Let me take another drink. I would just like to say, with you being this visionary, whatever this idea is feels very exciting. And if you would like to book a coaching call with me so that we can talk about it and talk about this obstacle in a more personal way, and I can give you tailored advice or counsel on how to deal with this person or to portray your ideas to other people. I can also give you tips on how to ground. I use tools like both tarot and astrology, but it's with the focus and point of breaking through the barriers and overcoming whatever these energy blocks that you're having in reaching your visions. And so, yes, especially since this collective for this channel has been creative visionaries, you're like the exact type of person I would love to work with, because I want to work with people who have very big ideas, and you are a big idea person. Whew. Oh, That was like, oh, I need another. We have Death in the Magician. So, ooh, I'm hearing Burn the Witch. And I'm hearing that, wow, I sound chronically online in this channel, but I'm hearing that Burn the Witch, and then she has a recipe for big booty Latinas, and they're like, release the witch. And so at this time, and the reason why the people in your life are saying burn the witch is because you are bringing a certain level of chaos. And that chaos stirs change, but if it's not channeled chaos, if it's not, you kind of need to be intentional with where you put that chaos. You need to direct it into something. But since it doesn't have a direction at this point in time, it's kind of just everywhere all at once. And it's too much I hate calling someone too much, because I want the people within this community to be as big as possible, to be authentic, but I'm seeing that the level of chaos that you're bringing is not your authentic self. It's, a little bit of anxiety is coming up, and that's not actually who you are. That's the jaded part of you, the part of you that's ungrounded, the part of you that I'm picking up on insomnia and just racing thoughts and things like that. So this learning how to ground yourself, I'm also seeing energetic hygiene and protection. So spiritual baths, things like that, to really clear and make sure that your ideas, and like this is important as a creative being, because your ideas need to be able to come through completely unblocked. And I do see, so with that burn the witch thing, it's because you're coming from a place of, it smells like mental illness to the people in your life. And that's really tough for me to tell you, because I really like you, and I like the energy I'm picking up on, and I like the sound of what I'm hearing when it comes to your business and your ideas and this project that you want to birth. But to fulfill that, you have to make sure that you are 100% taken care of. And it's almost like you need to take a step back from this business, this vision, so that you can make sure you're as healthy as possible. And then you're going to come back to this vision even stronger, and from a place of divinity, being grounded taps you into your soul. It's like you have to descend in order to ascend. So take some time off from this big idea. Not a lot of time, 3 to 5 days, maybe a week, to really nurture yourself and get into some meditations, even if it's only 3 minutes a day with your eyes closed and observing. You don't even have to get to a place of, you don't have to be completely mindless. You just have to observe what's happening within you and within your energy, so that you can come back into this stronger and more potent, and in a way that is tangible for, the normies, for the muggles in your life who don't quite understand. You have to ground a little bit, okay? And I say that with so much love, and I am being a little bit, you have to be nitpicky when you have a vision as big as yours. So to be the person that this vision requires, you have to be a match for it, and you have to be able to hold the energy of it. And at this point in time, without you grounding deep, deep, deep into the earth, you won't be able to hold space for this, especially because whatever it is very big. But what I'm seeing is with the burn the witch, once you ground and come back from a place of centered, it's like soul-centered divinity, they're going to say, release the witch. and they're going to be excited about what magic you have to offer. But you have to take care of yourself first. You have to make sure that your cup is full so that you can create this. Wow. I kind of, ooh, the Lovers. Okay, this, again, I feel like this is what I was talking about with being an energetic match for whatever it is that you're trying to create or call in. And also it has to do with that person we were talking about in the beginning. They love you so much, and they want to be able to meet you and be a partner to you and be a match for you. And you want to be a match for them. And sorry. Yes. Oh, I'm also just saying, again, like we were talking about, getting your energy as clear and potent as possible so that you can magnetize the people who will help you fulfill this. Because it's not just coming into alignment with this partner who's struggling, but it's coming into alignment with your team. And I do see you being a leader. You need to be the proper leader to lead this team. And I see that whatever it is that you're trying to create is very multifaceted, like you. So for someone to fall in love with you and your vision, I'm seeing you on a stage sharing whatever it is that you're trying to do, whatever change you're trying to create within this world. I see you speaking about it and holding some sort of conference. And people are going to fall in love with your message, but you have to become the person become the person who can deliver this message from a place of alignment, okay? And also with the Lovers, there always is sort of this idea of young love or puppy love, and there's something about a short fuse, like it's quick but it's short-lived. I'm seeing that you need to take care of yourself and ground so that you can create some stability and sustainability to whatever it is that you're creating. So, and also I just want to point out the sun kind of imagery behind them. Yes. People are going to fall in love with whatever this is, and maybe this I'm getting unlucky in love, but pertaining to your creative ideas and creative expression. Like, nobody has ever fully comprehended what you're about before. And I'm hearing the concept of learning how to edit, and learning how to edit is so that people can digest it. I said that already. There's something about, and it's not about watering yourself down, because I'm saying that all the things you want to do, you're absolutely capable of creating and doing. You don't have to minimize. You just have to figure out, compartmentalize, figure out which piece comes first. So it's more of like a separating and organizing of your vision so that people can enjoy it and see what you're trying to do. And I want to affirm for you that whatever you're being called to do or told to do, it is from the divine, okay? It is from your soul. And maybe some anxiety or mental health is getting in the way of that. And so it's very important that you take care of that. You are 100% right that this is a soul calling. This is a nudge from your higher self. So it is a sacred duty that you have to do the things that you need to do so that people can experience whatever this is. It's a sacred duty. You have to fulfill this. You owe it to yourself, but you also owe it to the people who are going to be touched by whatever this is. And I always hear this saying, but with great power comes great responsibility. You owe it to the world to birth this. So you have to do the things to take care of yourself so that you can be the person who does. And again, there's so many people who are going to fall in love with you and your ideas, but you have to find the way to deliver it so that people can hear it and see it and understand it and comprehend it. And if it makes you feel any better, because this is, I mean, there was some tough love in here, they're just not on your wavelength. Maybe you're a little bit up here, and you have to meet people where they're at. So if that little bit of an ego boost helps you, it's, they're just not on what you're on, but they still deserve to experience the love that you're going to transmit through whatever this is. So you owe it to yourself. You owe it to them to do this thing, okay? Seriously. You really owe it to yourself too. And I'm even I think there's people who, we know about this partner who needs to see that it's possible, because you care about them a lot and you want to be a partner and a support to them and almost prove it to them that life is as magical as you've been saying it is. You want them to be able to see what you see. And whoever you are, living inside your head must be so crazy, because you have such a beautiful mind. And you just want to be able to show other people the beauty that you see. And that is such a lovely thing to want to do. And if you are having a hard time finding strength or motivation, let that be it. People deserve to see the beauty that you see. And maybe they just need to be guided a little bit to be able to see it, because there's something very special. It's not just even your mind, but something with your perspective and with your eyes. Like your eyes hone in on such beauty that so many people don't notice. And I do see a love for the little things, the little joys in life. And that joy is meant to be shared. And there's something... Okay, this wind is crazy. There's something so inspiring about you. People deserve to feel the spark of inspiration that you conjure within others. 5 of Pentacles. Okay. You really are broke. I'm sorry. There's something here with financial hardship. And I almost see like this... The braveness, the boldness that you have is from a place of losing everything. And I see maybe your whole life you kind of have learned to do things with nothing. I'm seeing, people who thrift and make these amazing outfits out of very low budget wardrobes. And you have always done this. I'm seeing you even as a kid, like going to the thrift shop, and people think you have a lot more money than you do, because you're able to find beauty in anything, right? So even with no funds, you find a way to express yourself in a really beautiful way. And I do see that maybe your partner, this person that doesn't fully understand, they've never hit rock bottom in their finances, so they're going to have a very different perspective than you, because someone who's lost it all isn't afraid to lose it all again, but someone who has always had a little something in their pockets isn't gonna want to sacrifice, or especially because they know a level of security and stability that you've never felt before. And I do see that this person wants you to feel that. And maybe they don't even realize that. They don't realize fully what it feels like to live a life of 5 of Pentacles. Maybe they were well off growing up and you were poor, and that's kind of where this disconnect is coming from. It's just because they've always had stability and security and you've never had it. So that's maybe why they're more risk adverse than you. You are not meant to stay here, okay? Someone with a vision as big as yours requires money, and it does require financial literacy, which is something that you've never technically needed, and no one in your family has ever needed. But I do see that this partner we were speaking about, they have a little bit more of this than you. And so there is something here to the advice that they could contribute. And maybe because they're not quite as creative as you haven't fully recognized the ways in which they could contribute to your idea. But you have to find a way to deliver. And I'm seeing write a business plan, okay? Find a way to convey this message and convey this idea so that the people who have more financial literacy than you can help you, because someone as big and bright and beautiful as you deserves to feel security and stability. And also what you're trying to achieve is going to require funds. Like something as big as what you're doing requires finances, it requires connections, it requires resources, it requires people. So yeah, you've done things with, you've learned how to operate with nothing your entire life, but I'm seeing the next step, the next challenge is learning how to operate with real physical tools. Okay, and that's part of your grounding, is acknowledging and recognizing the ways that material resources are necessary and important. And maybe you've kind of shied away from that. You've not really liked people who, it's like the eat the rich thing. There's a sort of romance to being poor. There's a certain romance to poverty. And I do see you've had to romanticize it because you haven't had the access that other people have had, or the privilege that other people have had. So of course you had to, that's you finding little joys, right? That's kind of one of your superpowers. But it's time to ground and to experience the other side of life. And a lot of abundance is going to come with that, but you have to open yourself up to that and accept there's something here of like accepting what you don't know, because there is so much you don't know, especially when it comes to material wealth. And I think I'm hearing you be like, I'm poor, I know that. Like, what do you mean? But you haven't admitted, and it's not, life is unfair, and there's privilege and there's people who are less privileged. So I don't want to be like, oh, you're the one who's caused your poverty, because there's a lot that goes into why people are better off than other people. But you haven't admitted to yourself that those are skills you can learn. It's almost like you say you believe in abundance, you believe in really big things, but you're still looking at yourself as like, there's people who, the haves and the have-nots, and you still identify as the have-not. And because of that, you're not recognizing that the skills that the haves have, okay, the financial literacy, the investing, those sorts of things, you see those as things that people who, it's just something they have, but it's actually an acquired skill. And also, you don't necessarily have to have the skill yourself. It's not something that you have to be super good at. You just have to edit, learn how to communicate better your ideas so that the people who do have those skills can work for you. Make them work for you, okay? I'm hearing the Lotto song. That's like, he's calling, trying to work it out. I'd rather make him work for me. Make those people work for you. Instead of eating the rich, make the rich work for you, okay? We have 2 cards here. Yeah, we have 7 of, and the 5 of Pentacles again. So you need to find it within yourself to fight for this, okay? This is, whatever this download, this divine inspiration, this soul calling is, this is something worth fighting for, okay? And you need to find the strength, and you have so much strength, you need to find it in yourself to stand up and advocate for what it is that you want and what it is that you need to make this happen, okay? You have to decide that your fate is yours to create, your fate is yours to determine. Nobody else gets to determine your fate. That is something you will decide. You have to find a little bit of a warrior spirit within you. And I know it's there. We both know it's there. You have to fight for this. Again, This is your confirmation, your reassurance. That is from the divine. Whatever it is you see yourself doing, whatever that vision is, it's not just a daydream, it's not just a fantasy, and it's not just your desire. That desire was placed within you for a reason. You are being called to this. And it's your responsibility now. It's your duty now. You have to find the strength to fight for this. And you need to, not give up at the first sign of resistance, because that conversation I was picking up on in the beginning, there was such a almost like defeated energy I was getting from you. And you are not one to be defeated, okay? You are a champion. You are a fighter. So don't let one person's misunderstanding of you or inability to acknowledge or see. You just got to find a better way, make them understand. And that's with that Seven of Wands, that fighter spirit, make those people understand. If they're not getting the vision, you better make them get it. And you need to call on those skills of the Queen of Wands we saw earlier. Use your Queen of Wands abilities, your creativity to make those people see, make them understand, open their eyes. And you maybe that seems scary or something, like you're like, well, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. I'm saying, yes, you can. In this situation, if God has placed this in your heart to do this, you can force those people to understand. And there's so many different ways, okay? You need your ingenuity. You have a gift of ingenuity. It's time to use it, okay? If you're saying the same things and it feels like you're talking in a circle and they're still not getting it, it's time to break out of that circle and try something new, okay? And maybe sometimes it's not your words that need to be the decider. It's you need to take some sort of action to make those people understand. That is the end of the message. The cards are telling me that they're tired. And I think that you're tired. And we saw Four of Swords in here. So ground, take care of yourself. Take maybe a week to do that. After that, you need to come back swinging. Okay? I want to see a fighter spirit within you. And again, I want to work with you. So check out that link in the description box. I'm ready to talk. I'm ready to see whatever this big vision is. Let's freaking make this happen, okay? I love you so much. Thank you for staying this long. If you made it this long, please let me know in the comment box. And I wish you a beautiful day, beautiful night, whatever time you're viewing this.